Hello, folks.
How are we doing, folks? It is I, JR. I'm here with Chops.
Hi, folks.
Truth be told, I opened my mouth on Thursday stream, said we would edit and have fully cut a video for you prior to going live on Saturday. So here I am on Saturday doing the one thing I hate to do, which is post-production, and we're bringing a video to you just like I
very underprepared.
I promised, underprepared, undergun, and ready to go. So we're going to be talking about PAX East 2022 and our experiences. We put together a series of footage taken with an Osmo on the floor. You're going to get a series of footage shot by Chops. We're going to go into some of the G4 stuff, and then we will close out with some roaming footage taken by myself. I'm going to say that Chops did a hell of a job. I would even conflict to say that he did a better job than I.
I was having fun playing with a joystick.
That is a very true statement. But as you can see, we have tons of stuff here on the table. Maybe you can't.
No,
we got a game that we picked up. So we're going to talk about some of the purchases. We're going to talk about the floor
and how in debt we are right now.
Oh, absolutely. So at this point, we're gonna cue the footage. So here we go.
Here we go now.
At this point, I do want to go on the record as saying PAX East 2022 was a little underwhelming in the fact that
that the big three were not able to come.
So Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony don't arrive.
And that was not the one that hit you the most, though, unfortunately.
Square Enix decided they were going to sit this one out. It definitely frustrated me.
Yes, it really
just
did.
Because that is generally one of the ones we do. So it was a bit kind of underwhelming. With that being said, hopefully the audio here isn't going to be picking up the audio that's coming through our monitor that we're viewing.
Knowing our luck, it will.
And hopefully I can sync that out, and we'll do what we have to do.
More editing for James.
Oh,
yay.
Lovely. So at this point, you can see that we're kind of just roaming the showroom floor. We arrived on Thursday. First big purchase, Dice Throne.
Yes. Oh my God, you went heavy on that.
I absolutely did. Dice Throne was pretty intense. They actually had a bundle there, one of 4, where you got the Geek On game bag.
Yes.
You got every game piece that they had. So
you had almost everything.
Season 1, Season 2. You had Adventure. You had play mats. Legitimately, just kind of everything. All for one price. I'm not going to go on record as to saying what that price was. Only
Enough
because
to where your wife was mad at you. We'll go with that answer.
Yeah,
that is the right answer.
I don't want to admit the price.
But I will admit, that was still one heck of a deal.
I mean, it was absolutely a steal.
You got the main game and what, 3 expansions?
So I got Season 1, Season 2, Adventure, the miniatures, playmats, dice tray, all the promos. It was really next level. We would spend a lot of time throughout the convention with Dice Throne.
They were very kind to us, and especially where the man was so generous. I forgot his name, but you do not remember, if I'm not mistaken.
I do not recall off the top of my head.
But he was kind enough to give you a whole stack of promos. So hopefully we'll actually be able to play Dice Thrones somewhere in the near future.
We'll be giving some promos away on Saturday stream. So if we take a look here on the screen now, this was actually a mural that was painted throughout all 4 days. And this was one of the games that was actually at the show. For the life of me, I cannot recall the name.
It's on the screen. We just can't see it too well.
Yeah, we're trying to what is it?
Demio, sorry.
So, I mean, that mural was beautiful.
And here's another game that you did pick up.
So that was Hero.
Yes.
You kind of segue away from Hero. You look at the vinyl.
We'll go back to it.
Yeah, you look at the vinyl that
but
I fell in.
I do want to point out that D&T It was actually nice. They actually do nice herbal teas. I actually did pick up the green tea set along with their little sifter. I have yet to try it, but I am very eager to try it. And look!
Emberwind. So Emberwind is a game we had the opportunity to really dive into. That is also by Nomnivore Games, for those who don't know. We found that at Anime Boston a few years back.
That was really surprising that we found them at Anime Boston. I will admit that.
You know, I've dove in. I've got all of their stuff. The game that you just watched us pass by, which is a card game based on food, we definitely got that.
Yes, it was, what was it, Dungeons and Dinos?
That's their Kickstarter.
Yes, which is still available if you're watching this early enough.
Absolutely. We just passed Good Dog Bad Zombie. That is a great Tracy game. As you can imagine.
And we also have Brain Foam. Yeah, Brain Foam games. They have some nice stuff. Their dice filled with just a unicorn was ridiculous.
Yes, that was. I mean, and again, you'll see throughout this. You're gonna catch me getting tagged. We went to the Gunner booth. Ended up getting my new spectacles.
And I want to point these guys out. Norse. What was it?
Norse Foundry?
Yes, I've been buying a lot of their coins. I will admit they are some beautiful coins.
Oh, look at what we have here.
No.
Oh gosh, we found a Gonzo out in the wild!
Yes.
So yes, folks, we did run into friends while we were there. Gonzo, hadn't seen him in a while. Not that our audience really wants to know, but I missed the guy.
And we also...
here I can be seen making bad decisions at the Gunner booth.
Yeah, but the funny thing was they actually did do your prescription glasses, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I didn't require a prescription. It was Gonzo.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, it was weird that just knowing they'll take your prescription right there was just weird.
Oh, absolutely. You could pick your frames. They'd take your prescription. You wouldn't obviously get the spectacles there, but you choose everything, pay, and then they would be mailed prescription lensed to your home.
Which they were 100% nice to us.
So here you can see the top of my dome and how bald I am, but this is Chops hitting the showroom floor.
Oh yeah, and we have our famous boys, Wormwood.
I'm a little frustrated with Wormwood, but that's mainly because they kind of they missed the ball in the mark with the Kickstarter.
They always do.
And they are way behind.
And we also have Monster Adventure Terrain, which was a Kickstarter not too long ago.
Yeah, so Monster Adventure Terrain, we're going to walk by it quick here. I will get a more roaming shot later in this video.
Yes.
But this is Lego aesthetic for terrain. So you would build all the terrain as spoken with before. So the hero, this is it's basically a deck style card game similar to what you would get out of like Epic or for lack of better words, Dice Throne. Without the dice. That was a Gonzo pick. Gonzo brought me over to the booth.
And you bought everything.
I took the pitch and I bought all the things.
Yes.
Again, this is you finding us all. We were
Look at that incredible shirt you're wearing.
Oh, that is the Studio 307 design compound threads right there. I'm loving those threads. I will say, Hero was very financially approachable. With the entire game, without all the extra stuff, was sub 100. Eschaton was a game that I saw at PAX East 2018. They were sold out in 2020. I did pick up their second game. I ended up picking up Eschaton and all of its expansions at PAX East 2022.
Lucky for you, wasn't it?
It was one of the many beatings I put on myself. One of the games I did not get to experience, we did just pass the wall for, is called World of Horror. Now, this is a $15 Steam purchase. The game is in development, but I'm going to go on record as saying is that all 4 days, I had never once witnessed less than a 3 to 4 hour wait to play that game.
That was ridiculous. That was the one game we did want to try, but we didn't want to wait in line.
I mean, when it's so hard to put yourself in a position where you're waiting for that much time just to play a game. Especially when there are like G4 was there. Acquisitions Incorporated was there.
Yes.
You know, you wanted to put yourself in line. You wanted to enjoy some of those things. And you know what? I think we, on average, waited an hour in a line for those types of things. Here we can see Star Realms. You know, I think at a certain point, that gentleman knew I was only coming for promos.
Yeah, he stopped giving you promos. But let's talk about these guys. This is Origami Whale Games. They did have... Me and James did both pick up The Danger, the game, which it pretty much feels like Cards Against Humanity, but a Dungeons and Dragons style, which hopefully we'll get to play soon.
Yes, and also they do have a fantasy version that is in development. They had a finished copy there, but it was not yet for sale. Oh, look at them compound threads, baby. That's Gonzo picking up his compound exclusive yellow on white t-shirt.
Dice throws.
Again, us hanging at the dice throw. I think I was getting bopped right there, making bad decisions.
Yes, because for some reason your wife magically appeared when you spent all that money.
So here we have the Final Fantasy cosplayers, just Sholta there in the middle. You know, they were kind enough to stay still while I roamed.
Surprising.
Crypt of the Necromancer was a interesting looking kind of like dungeon crawl, like cross between Mario and Zelda. It was like a bumpy kind of feature to it, so I didn't end up picking up that game, but definitely interesting. I did take some pictures with the standee though.
Oh yeah, you did.
As we can see the Plague's Tale Requiem Evil West, and that is a Ultra, I believe. I'm not sure if that's an Ultramarine or a Crimson Fist.
That's an Ultramarine.
That was an Ultra?
Again, the lines were so long we were unable to play it.
You know, World War Z up on there. Again, lots of artwork, everything you would expect out of a PAX. All of that was there.
And Ninja Turtles, Shredder's
Revenge.
Again, couldn't play it. Lines too long.
But you know what? I did actually, the screen was big enough, I was able to kind of observe. Here on the screen, you're about to see me make some bad choices. But this time, Chops actually caught me with my wallet out. Yeah.
So it is proof that he is spending money, Tracy. Go get him.
That was seconds before disaster. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like the real standouts when it comes to games here at the convention. I mean, mainly the body of this video is to give you the opportunity to kind of see the con, see the floor in the way that we did and enjoy it.
I will admit, there weren't a lot of new games there, but the indie games, there were quite a bit of indie games. I really enjoyed them. Oh, and here's one of my favorite Kickstarters I did. It was Q Workshop. They actually just released the Witcher, the dice game. I only picked up the dice. It was beautiful Witcher dice. Nice metal ones. And a sign I wanted to get too.
Yeah, I kind of left this in there just exactly for that.
Oh yeah, no trespassing. We're tired of hiding the dead bodies.
Amen to that. I think you actually picked that up here. And
I did.
I think you were showing that to Tracy.
Yes.
Yeah, there she is. There is Wife Aggro in all of her glory.
Giggity.
Yeah, and there you go, trying to multitask. Now this is Alchemy. Alchemy was very unique in the fact that this is a Roll20 or a Foundry kind of replacement. It's its own digital interface. By there you can see that Alchemy has created modules for the campaign settings sitting next to them. That was the vinyl. Throughout this video you're going to see a blue vinyl pop up a few times, and that is the vinyl. And
here we are coming to the G4 panel we went to.
So G4 sent some of its young guns, including Chasm G, which you can see there, followed by the Completionist, Gina Darling, Fiona Apple, and momentarily after this you're going to see Xavier Woods will also be attending. We missed out Sesla or Pereira, both were not there, which was kind of disappointing, but
they did do a nice little Smash video of him saying unable to come.
Yeah, they did a Smash video of Pereira. I am going to say, I mean, a lot of people know I have very mixed emotions about what G4 has become. This isn't the time or the place for that conversation.
I mean, come on, James. Look, everything changes in time. G4 is just a new generation.
It's evolving. I mean, like I said, I did get an opportunity. I was there when Kasim G began his career.
Yes.
And all the shenanigans that he used to film for his type of comedy.
And he's actually going back to filmmaking, is he not?
Well, he's got the comic book stuff that's oriented. I believe it's called Inked on G4. We're hoping that we're hoping that gets a little bit more traction. Honestly, with Fiona Apple and Gina Darling, I would really like to see natural content from them, something that they themselves put their mark on. Not that what they're doing right now isn't quality content. It is.
It's not your cup of tea.
I feel like they're being guided by the man, if you will. We kind of got closed up on them right there.
Oh, I don't blame you. She is gorgeous.
Chops.
Well, I'm just saying.
But, like I said, it was a good opportunity to get in there and see the future face-to-face of G4. We'll be segueing kind of out of this, and we were going to go into effectively what would be the world premiere of the Completionist's next piece of content. And it was nice because he went on how he had pitched this way in the beginning and everyone kind of overlooked this. To the point where he just basically willed it into existence. He talked about it enough and made people believe it was a real thing, so much so that it actually became a real thing.
It does look funny, though, I will admit that.
I mean, all things considered, it is definitely something that I myself will definitely check out. Again, I'm kind of the mindset I want to see that newer content, and that kind of thing. It needs to be a thing. It really does. To give these people their opportunity to make their own show and not rehash, what was G4. I think it's gonna go huge leaps and bounds for what the future of G4 can really become.
Only time will tell, though.
And here we see it. I do apologize, folks. I had to play with the frame size to make everything work for this video. Here up in the upper left corner, you're actually seeing the world premiere of God of Work. Now, this is the obviously the Completionist's office-style parody of God of War in the office place.
Along with other Sony characters, which we haven't seen yet, but it looks like he's kind of the manager of the whole place. I don't know, executioner? Hopefully.
Like I said, this is an instance of we have new blood here in the G4 world, and it's nice to know that they're being able to spread their wings. And I would know, obviously, in this case, he willed this into existence. No one really wanted this except for him. So it's nice to see that it did get its due and it has come to life. But we need to see more of this from Kasim. We need to see more of this from the girls. Fiona, obviously, Gina Darling. We had Xavier Woods there at the end, I'm sorry. Again, this is my sweeping shot of that terrain that's built Lego style.
Which, I will admit, this was really nice. You and me were both like, I want to say like ready to buy this, but unfortunately the staff wasn't 100% knowledgeable to this.
I mean, that castle right there, I just wanted to know how many kits it would take. Had they been able to give me a definitive answer, as well as I do, we would have brought home as many boxes as it would have taken.
Or as how much we could spend.
Here as we approach the tail end of this video, we wanted to bring you for a little tour of the tabletop side. I mean, most of this video all expends inside the video game front. There you can see how excited Dice Throne was. Again, we spent a lot of time at that booth. But more or less or not, I didn't record that video even though I said I did. Everyone was very nice.
Yeah, honestly, no bad experience with people this time.
Standouts in the tabletop area, obviously Dice Throne. 10 Candles, a Stephen Dewey property. was fantastic. And I have to admit, the people that he brought with him to help him run his booth, so excited, so passionate. I think I bought my first wave from them just based on the enthusiasm. Here we're passing the By Night Studio vampire stuff.
Yeah. What'd you buy there again?
We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about my bad choices at this booth.
But your bad choices make great entertainment, James.
Yeah, as long as Tracy doesn't know how much I spent, we're good.
Well, we're technically on video right now.
Yeah, well, hopefully I can keep her away from YouTube.
Doubt it.
But, yeah, no, we're going to be passing Mr. Dewey very, very soon. And like I said, it was just... I think that game is going to be one that's going to go very well on stream. Right here you can see it, 10 Candles. So 10 Candles is a singular book. It is a Dungeons and Dragons-esque, it's role-playing style. You have a dungeon master or a storyteller, and up to 6 players, I believe. And the aesthetic of the game is the players start off with everything. They have 10 dice, 10 candles, 4 index cards with traits and etc. As they fail and things happen, they lose dice from that 10 dice pool and they lose candles. When they lose something, the storyteller gains it. Meaning that in the beginning, you're going to pass just about everything, but as the game goes on, your storyteller is going to begin to kind of just take control and control the dialogue. The interesting thing about 10 Candles is the fact that everybody knows going into this, they're all going to die. So, you know, it's a human effect. It's well written. Steve Dewey was nice enough to give us a code. We'll be ordering copies that we're going to be able to give away on stream. It'll be autographed copies. I was very excited about that. Fog of Love, you can see right here. That was a big one last show. I wasn't able to get in there and get that small new expansion, but we come full circle to Dice Throne. Yes, that is correct. You did see the Marvel Splash. So, folks, you saw the Marvel Splash there for Dice Throne.
Yes.
Marvel is coming to Dice Throne. I believe it is by the end of 2022.
I thought he said so. It's close to the winter time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Couldn't remember if he said the beginning or the end of winter.
2 things I want to make sure that we did definitely hit. Did we hit Eternal Return?
No, we did not.
So why don't you talk about Eternal Return? This was one of the day 1 plays.
No, this was day 2.
Okay.
Day 2, this is where I ran up to Intel, which, funny, they were there to grab one of their sweet grab bags. Thank you again, Eternal. Intel. Jesus Christ, not Eternal.
Well, I think Tracy was the first one to abuse Intel.
Yes, she definitely abused them. Which they were very nice. They were kind to the getting abused. That was the good part.
Thank you, G4, for that lovely Timbuktu backpack, by the way.
Yes, this is the guy in the white shirt. Oh my God. Who would have thought?
Fancy that.
Yes, the guy who stands out. But no, Eternal Return was a very fun MOBA / Battle Royale element game from Nimble Neutron. They were very fun. It really had a wonderful... I don't want to say this. I don't want to say they were copying them or anything, but it really felt like League of Legends. But instead of going around killing each other, killing minions, you were really just going around collecting supplies, pretty much upgrading yourself throughout the game. Then once you get to like level 10, after collecting some materials... zones actually started to shut down where you can no longer enter, and if you stay within 30 seconds of the time, you will die. That was another thing that I found very strange. You only have 1 life. Once you die, you die. That's it. That's it. But it was very nice. I was playing as Jackie, a chainsaw-wielding, axe-throwing bloody girl. Best way of putting her. I had a great time playing. Granted, the first time I died immediately. The guy was kind enough to let me play again.
And we will be giving a code away on the Twitch, twitch.tv/thecompound, no space. Yep. We're going to be giving away a code for Eternal Return that's going to give you full access and some bonuses and rewards.
What code?
They emailed it to me.
Oh, that code.
Correct.
Because I'm like, did I miss something? Did I forget to grab a freebie?
They emailed several codes. Obviously, we're giving away some of the full licenses that G4 gave us.
G4 was... I can't believe we bumped into the producer.
Oh, absolutely.
She was the kindest woman I have ever met that was a producer.
Dead Cells is one I wanted to talk about. We're going to be giving away full licenses of Dead Cells as well on the Twitch.
Yes, sir.
Dead Cells, we got to watch a speed run on the final day.
I don't know how that guy did that. That was insane. He was going up against what? At least
it was the
3
queen.
or 4 bosses, mini bosses.
You had to kill the queen in under 10 minutes. He had to fight 3 mini bosses on the way up, all 3 mini bosses together once he got to the main platform, and then kill her.
Luckily, at the end of the day, they threw out the time because they were more surprised he even did it. Because I believe he was like the first one who actually defeated the queen and her mini bosses.
I think he was the only one who defeated it all weekend.
I think it took, maybe 15 minutes? And luckily, almost all of us were able to get a free code because, hey, it's the last day. Everyone's getting rid of everything.
So, with any parting comments that you had for your PAX East 2022 experience?
Quite a bit. I'm not going to lie. The first day we went there, I felt a little disappointed. Just because PAX it's one of the conventions I know we could always go to, and it's always the biggest, exciting event. It just kind of stunk that it was so small and so much empty space. But again, COVID, we're coming out of a pandemic, or at least somewhat coming out of a pandemic. I really would be lying to saying I was not a little disappointed in that, and I'm pretty sure you feel the same way.
I mean, I think overall PAX 2022 was what we needed to get us back into the swing of conventions and things like that.
Yes.
It was disappointing, but the reality is the big 3, many of these bigger companies, they're all going to end up doing their own thing anyway. Xbox has already gone on, and they're talking about a group. It's them and Bethesda on June 12th, I believe. They're going to have their own, big, I guess, visual event.
Yeah, that's the best way of putting it.
Which is, so I think you're going to see the big 3 kind of turn into doing their own things. PAX is going to go back to its roots, and it's going to be more of an independent thing. I had a good time regardless.
Yeah, I know. Don't get me wrong. It was just that one day a little disappointed that big 3 weren't there. Square Enix wasn't there. We still had fun, not going to lie.
Yeah, you got to figure Brawlhalla wasn't there. Blizzard wasn't there. A lot of the big showcase booths, but to be honest, this was the opportunity for the independents to shine.
And they did shine
they did do.
Yeah.
So folks,
well, I got a couple more other games I was able to play. So, one of the games I was able to play was Just Shapes and Beats.
Okay.
Now, James, this is a trigger warning because I know you're going to get triggered by this. This was a party game. Calm down. It was a fun party game. So, anyways, it's pretty much... what's the best way? It's pretty much music playing as you're trying to dodge bullets as shapes and colors. Granted, if you're a paraplegic... No, I'm sorry, not I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's not what I meant.
This is what happens when I put him on a screen.
I apologize. Not paraplegic. What's the word where people are sensitive to lights?
Epileptic.
There we go. I feel so stupid right now.
If you could see John shaking his head right now.
It seems like he's laughing and crying at the same time, people. But anyways, I recommend checking them out. They are available for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox One, and Steam. It was a very fun game. Big shout out to you guys for letting me play your game. And one more other thing.
One reacts poorly to light. The other one can't use its arms or legs. Like, seriously, Chops.
My mistake. But anyways, one of the other groups I thought was very, very wonderful was Stack Up. It is a organization supporting active and retired veterans for any type of mental health / positive thinking through nerd culture, which we had a great time talking to them. I believe you and me both made a little donation. They were the nicest people I've ever met.
Absolutely. Tracy needed to get that T-Rex.
Yes, T-Rex. That was the only thing you took out of that.
That's it.
Well, anyways, I feel like I embarrassed myself long enough.
After that one, I don't think there's any rebounding.
Well,
I wanted to keep this at 30. We're a little bit over. PAX East 2022, thank you very much for just being a thing. I appreciate all the people that we met and actually interacted with. Obviously, we're going to be here at the compound transitioning to a lot more YouTube content.
Try to.
And this right here will be kind of the precursor and the build-up to it. So, we're going to make sure we do what we say and say what we do. With that being said, folks, make sure you tune in to our Twitch. That's twitch.tv/thecompound. Currently on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday evenings, we have Dungeons and Dragons with Izzy at the Nat 30s. On Thursdays, coming live from Tabletop Games in Westport, Massachusetts,
we have Painting with John
and Conversation with James, which went over very well this past Thursday. So I think it's something we're going to probably do a little bit more of.
I know, because thanks to that, we were able to make a video now.
Absolutely. And Saturday evening's variety stream. This is being recorded and will be released on Saturday. This is April 30th, the final day of April as we enter the month of mayhem. The month where the Coach will take place. The month where John will be crushed beneath my evil whim.
But that's not all, James. That's not all, James. Guess what's in 4 days?
4 days.
Guess what's in 4 days?
What's in 4 days?
May the Force be with you.
Oh, my God. Stupid Star Wars. Folks, thank you very much for tuning in. And if you like what you see, please comment, rate, and or subscribe. We'll see you very soon. I'm JR. Beside me is Chops. Coming at you live from Tabletop Games. By live, I mean I'm recording this live, although we're going to spit it up on YouTube. So
it was live at one point.
It was live at once. Love you guys. See you soon.
Later, Space Cowboy.